purchased a 14 karat gold hoop ring from Banter. A piercing pagoda is another name for it. Had to take out the bone ring, which, as you can tell by my grimace on my face, is a little tough to do when you have that little knobby thing at the end. So then I tried to go ahead and put the nose ring in. I opened it up, I placed it on my nose, but as you can see, the nose is round, the ring is round, and I just couldn't get it to go in. So I bent the living hell out of it, and I got it to go in finally. But the problem was it wasn't in there obviously perfectly straight. So what I had to do is, believe it or not, take a pair of needle nose pliers, and I went from the inside and I tweaked it a little bit to make it round, as you can see. Went from to the outside, did the same thing until I got the ring to look round again. So just please make sure that you sanitize your needle nose pliers before you use them, because otherwise, you know, you'd be asking for an infection, which would not be good. So I sanitized them real good, even though they look old. I did sanitize them. Next thing I did after I got the darn thing in is I took a little piercing, the spray, the saline spray, and I went ahead and sprayed it up real good, because even though this was not a new piercing, it was still a re-piercing, or, you know, piercing it again. There it is in another light, and I like it. I used the lubricating gel when I started this whole process. I'll leave a link below. You need that along with the saline solution, definitely, before you start on this process. The gel really makes it easy for your the nose ring to come out and for the new one to go in. So yeah, there it is. I have my nose ring. I'm kind of liking it, and I'm going to go ahead on my journey with it, and yeah, I guess we'll see where we go from here. Anyway, guys, so here's the update on the hoop ring. So after I made that video and I was wearing, and it was 14 karat gold, I really like the hoop. But something strange started to happen, and I really wish somebody would have told me this before I got my hoop ring, because it would have saved me a lot of, a little bit of like craziness. Anyway, so whenever you go from a stud to a hoop, somehow reconfigures that whole configuration. So when you do a nose piercing, it's different than any piercing anywhere else on your body. The way it heals, the way it looks, the way it, just the whole process, the length of time it takes to heal, it's just different from anywhere else on your body. So just know that. So anyway, so the hoop, I was noticing on the inside part of the hoop, like right around this side, I started to get a little extra skin, and then it almost looked like a little, sort of like a little pimple. So I would rub it, and I would use the piercing aftercare. It would bleed a little bit. I would pat it, and then it would, you know, start to heal over again, and then it would happen again, and then it would happen again. And I'm like, this just doesn't seem right. So after a good couple of months, I went to my local piercing. I go to Way Out in Montgomeryville, if you live in the area. And I went there, and the girl was like really good. And she said to me, I see this a lot. I actually see this a lot. This happens with people. And I've had my nose pierced probably, I don't know, over a year when I switched over to the hoop. So I thought that the healing process had really, you know, finished. But she said it was just, and maybe it's just me, and there might be a lot of people out there like me, but my nose didn't like the hoop at that time. So I ended up having her remove it, and because of the way the nose piercing heals and doesn't heal and how long it takes and everything, I had her put in another stud. I didn't want to go with the bone stud again. I didn't want to go with the bend to fit or the L shape. So what I had her do is I had her put in the pin type again, where the pin goes on the inside and then the stud goes this way. So you're not actually putting the stud in your nose, you're putting the pin on the inside, and then the little stud goes into the pin, and then it connects. It's the kind of piercing they do when you first get your nose pierced. It's surgical steel. This part is actually 14 karat, but As you can see, I'm back to the stud, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna go back to the hoop. I mean, I really, really like the way it looks, but my nose just didn't heal the way I want. It just didn't, I don't know, for whatever reason. So if you start experiencing some issues after you go from a stud to a hoop, then just go ahead and get rid of the hoop and put your stud back in. I would suggest the pin type like I have in right now, and just let it go. I mean, I'm not gonna touch this or change this again probably for months and months and months, because I just wanna make sure it heals really well. The little problem I was having with the skin and the pimple thingy happening on the other side, completely gone away, completely healed as soon as I got back, within weeks of when I went back to the stud again. So that's been my experience, and I hope this video helps if you're thinking about switching over to a hoop. And if you don't have any issues or any problems, great. But I just wanted you to know that if you did, that you're not alone. And will I ever go back to a hoop? I really honestly don't know. I might, you know, after I feel like this is 100% healed. I don't think I would go with the kind that you bend again. I think I would go with the hinged type. I would probably go to a professional piercer and have her switch it out if I do that, because it really was a struggle to get that darn thing in. So that's my update. And again, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Mwah.